Now, a Nottingham couple have been telling us how children traumatised by war are being helped by churches here. John and Jane Henson have made 3 visits to a hospital in Gaza that was supported by a Lent Appeal across the Southall diocese.
They made the visits while they were based in Jerusalem as volunteers at the Anglican Cathedral there. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball went to meet them.
Back at their church at Mapley in Nottingham after 2 years out in the Middle East, John's a retired vicar who volunteered to go to Jerusalem to help out at the Anglican Cathedral. They soon made friends across a community that's deeply divided.
Having been there for 3 weeks, I just suddenly thought, I feel very at home here. We made friends with Muslims who were working in the guest house or who were around in the shops. We made friends with Jewish people that we met particularly in peace groups and people who'd lost family and working for peace very easily.
But then last summer, another devastating war. Gaza was bombed for more than 7 weeks, as Israel said it was forced to respond to Hamas rocket attacks and tunnelling underneath its border. Thousands of people lost their lives. And when the fighting stopped, Jane and John went into Gaza to see for themselves.
The scale of the destruction was really deeply shocking. I remember going to see one bomb crater. I just broke down and wept. I'd never come across anything like it before.
When you see completely bombed out buildings and a bit of clothing and a toy and a broken wheelchair, and you saw families living within the rubble with perhaps a curtain and their washing hanging out. Ghastly, utterly shocking. Yeah.
Just completely kind of traumatised, isn't he?
They travelled to Gaza to visit the Al Ali hospital.
That's the little boy.
It's run by the Anglican Cathedral in Israel, and now churches here in Nottinghamshire have raised thousands of pounds to pay for food and treatment for children who've been traumatised.
To see that blankness in that little boy's eyes, he was about 8, was utterly shocking. And the doctor told me that he'd lost his entire family. He had very serious injuries. Now, this was 6 months later. He wouldn't eat unless his parents were there, which of course they were dead. And some of the children didn't just lose their relatives, they picked up the bits of their relatives. No child should ever have to do that.
The Hensons are determined to stay in touch with their new friends in both Israel and Gaza. And in a couple of months' time, Jane's planning to go back. Jeremy Ball, BBC Midlands Today, Nottingham.